project that I gave you for the homework. We are going to use these files. Let's create a new document. We will be using this size. It's a portrait for the Instagram, 1080 1350, and the resolution will be 200, and everything keep it the same. Create it like this. Now let's bring our lady, this one, and we are going to scale it. You can scale it without the stretch. If you want to stretch it, press the shift. If you want to change this, you can unlink the width and the height. Now when you scale it, it will stretch. You have to press shift to scale it without the stretch. So if you face something like this and you got confused, this is the setting. You just click link and unlink. Now we will fit our lady in the middle of the frame. Then we will create a new empty layer and I will name it background. We are going to paint over it using the brush tool. We will just paint a simple background. This is just so we can work on other stuff. At the end you will create another beautiful background. Okay, let's keep it like this. I'm going to lock the background and the lady. Then I will go to the type tool, the text tool, and you're going to use the Open Sans font. Just write Open Sans, you should have it. We're going to use the extra bold, and we are going to write just do it. I'll write just. Then duplicate it, bring it down, we'll write do. We are going to separate the letters in this word, but I'm writing them just for the reference so I know where to put my letters. Let's start with the just. I'll remove everything and write J only. Then we need to change the color to white. And then I'm going to move it over here. Then press on the Alt and move it to the side to make a copy out of it. We will make this U. Then go to the Move tool, press on the Alt and move it again. We will make this S. Go to the Move tool, press on the Alt and move this here, and we are going to make it T. Make sure that the distance between each letter is the same. In the layer panel, I'm going to move the J behind the lady, just like this. Then for the S, I will move it over here, and then I will move U as well, just to make sure that the distance between them is the same. And then the T, something like this. Then press on the S, and we are going to Command J to duplicate it, and I will name this S front, and the other copy of the S, I will put it under the lady layer. Then for this S, the S front, we are going to give it a layer mask. And then I'm going to use the brush tool to remove the lower area of the S. Go to the brush tool and use the black color. You'll make the size of the brush small and we will remove from here. When we remove this front S, the S that is in the back is appearing and we are basically combining both of the S. Now we have an illusion that one side of the S is behind the lady and the other side is in front of it. I know we removed some of the upper side of the S, but we are going to fix that later. Let's now work with the T. I'll duplicate it, name this T front, and the other T, I will put it under the lady layer. Let's move the other copy under the lady, just like this. Then for the other, not this one, the T front, we are going to give it a layer mask. Then go to the brush tool. With the black color, we are going to remove this upper side. Now we have the illusion that the T is between the hand and the leg of the lady. Now I'm going to S. You have to select the S first before you paint over it. Go to the layer panel, select the mask on the S, which is this one, and then we are going to use the white color to bring back this S. I pressed X to make it white, by the way, and then paint over it like this. And perfect. Let's move to the do. I'm going to select it, and then we will separate them. We'll have the D separate from the O. Now press on the Alt and make another copy of the D. Let's move this D down like this. This one as well. Double click and make it O. Okay, now let's move it a bit and go to the D. Let's move this it as well in the right place. Let's put it here. For this D, I'm going to change the color to white. And then what I want to do, I want the upper side of the D to be behind the lady. Let me just see if we have the space. Yes, we have. Let's move it over here. I'm going to duplicate this, Command J, and I will name this D front. And then the other copy of the D, let's move it under the lady, just like this. And then for this copy, I'm going to add the layer mask to it. Use the brush tool and make sure that you're using the black color. And then we will remove it just like this. Sorry. Make sure that you're removing only the upper side. Perfect. Now let's go to the letter O, move it over here, double click on it, and the only thing we are going to do is to change the color to the white. Now let's go to the it. We're going to separate this, double click on it, we will have I. I'll move it over here. Then in the layer panel, I'll put it under the lady layer. Then double click on it, change the color to white. We need to duplicate this one and we will make this T, and we need to move this above the lady layer, just like this. Okay, it looks very nice, but if we add shadows under these letters, it will look much better and more realistic. So for that, I'm going to create a new layer. This one will be shadow. We will put this under all the letters that are above the lady, so the shadow will be right above the lady layer. Then we will use the brush tool to paint our shadows. We will make the opacity 8 and paint just like this. Actually, not like this. Let's undo this. I'm going to change the color. We will make it black actually. Let's make the size smaller. And the opacity, make it 6, and the color will make it black, and paint your shadow carefully just like this. Make sure that you're selecting the shadow layer when you paint. Okay, this is for the U. We will do it for the S as well. We want the shadow to be in the left side. Let's paint a bit here as well. And then we can change the blending mode for this shadow layer. We'll make it multiply. It works better. Let's do it for the T as well. I'll make the size smaller. By the way, I use the bracket keys. We paint too much over here. Let's undo it. And then slowly paint back. Okay, let's do it for the O. And for the letter D. Then we will do it for the T. Okay, perfect. Now we will create another empty layer and we will name it shadow for the lady. We will make the shadow of the lady on the letters. So this one will be under the lady and over all of the letters that are under the lady. We will name this shadow text, and this one will be shadow lady. And then we will make the blending mode for the multiply. We will use the same settings for the brush to paint over these areas. Now we are making the shadow of the lady on the letters. We will make it for this area as well. Okay, that was too much. Let's paint again, like this is good. Paint a bit over this area. If you think you painted too much, you just can Ctrl Z and do it again, just like me. Let's do it for this area as well. You see, I keep pressing Ctrl Z because I'm not doing it in the right way in the first attempt. Okay, let's keep it like this. Let's do it for the eye as well. No, that was too much. Perfect, that's it. We are done with the text. The next thing we are going to do is the background. Now let's move to the background layer. I will unlock it, or actually I will create a new empty layer. I will name this background 2. Then we will change the color. I will get the color from the clothes of the lady, this turquoisey, then go to the brush tool. We will make our brush very big. I'm using the brackets. The opacity should be 6 and the flow 100, and keep clicking like this until you have the full color in the middle. You should have an effect like this. Then we will paint over the sides until the last circle blends with it. This is a very easy and a very nice technique to create backgrounds like this. You'll just paint like this. Perfect. Just like this, we created this beautiful background. Okay guys, this was the end of this lesson. Hope you enjoyed and learned something new. I can't wait to see your version of this poster. Please don't forget to share with me in the Facebook group. I'll see you in the next lesson and the next section. Bye bye.